Welcome back to Open Line. We are talking with at-large Councilman Steve Glover here for Metro Council. We've covered a lot of ground in the last hour. We still have more to go. Let's talk a little bit about education.
Okay.
Couldn't get the school board out of the news last year. We haven't heard much in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 months since Dr. Battle's been at the helm. But obviously eyes on our school system, big time.
Well, and you know, again, I was on the school board. I understand the role of the school board versus the council.
Sure.
But I also understand the lines are somewhat blurred as far as the taxpayer is concerned on what the council's role is. Simply stated, I met with Dr. Battle a few weeks ago, and we walked through some ideas, some talking, etc. If they want to get more dollars, then there's some things on efficiencies that I believe they need to look into. I'll not tell you what I believe they should do because I have no say in that whatsoever, but I pointed out a couple of areas to Dr. Battle. The other thing we have to do is we can't continue to let our public school system decline as far as testing versus the rest of the state, because, and think of it this way, if we are moving the academically gifted, academically balanced students to other counties because we don't have seats at Hume Fogg or MLK, we're actually lowering the watermark. Now, we need to educate every child. I promise you this, no child has ever been born and the first words out of their mouth when they began speaking was, I want to be a failure in life. That is, so that's not an option. We've got to do that. But we cannot keep pushing, you know, those students who are there because they want an education. We can't keep pushing, you know, the parents away from the system because that's really the way to bring the watermark back up again and have some serious discussions. And in fact, I mean, I know these discussions are happening right now, and there are things that we have to do to shore up the educational process in Nashville, because as we continue to grow, if we don't have a solid educational foundation, parents won't live in Davidson County.
No, exactly.
We've got to stop that and bring them back to Davidson.
Yeah, and I would like you to explain for folks at home who maybe don't know how the money goes from Metro Council to the school board, because a lot of people say, pass the raises, Metro Council, pass the raises for the teachers. Doesn't exactly work like that.
Right. We could hand them however much money that you know, they say they need for the teachers, and inevitably the first year it would get handled. We did something that was unprecedented a couple of years ago. After the budget was discussed, they passed it, brought it to the council, then all of a sudden they started complaining about we didn't have enough nurses in the schools. So in one of the roundtable discussions, I brought an amendment. I said, okay, if you don't have enough nurses, because I don't think you'll keep the money where it needs to be on that line item, we, the city, will hire them through the health department. First time that's ever happened, and so therefore that's how we did that issue. We don't have that same line item opportunity with teachers. I mean, I think everybody agrees we need to pay our teachers.
Oh yes.
No buts, ands, or ifs.
All right, let's try to sneak Robert in here. Robert, you're going to be our last call of the night. What do you have for us?
Hello, how you doing?
Good.
Okay, I know the councilman that's sitting beside you pretty well. I want to talk to him about, like, this traffic in this town. First of all, I go from East Nashville to North Nashville every Sunday to church. And the roads and the traffic is going over Jefferson Street Bridge is ridiculous. They let the coast law for the church down there. I have nothing against that church. And it makes it congested going over this Jefferson Street Bridge from East Nashville to North Nashville. Then you get to the bottom of the bridge. It's the worst roads going up Jefferson Street, Mary's barbecue I've ever seen. And every time the mayor get in office, every time a council get in there, they say they're going to fix it. You've already got my tax dollars, and it's not been done in the last 10 years. So, as the next thing I want to know is this juvenile crime going on. Nobody's discussing that. Why are you contracting with these companies that can't hold up their end of the bargain? They're getting the public's lives and the people in place injured and killed. And that's another thing.
Okay, Robert, you know, well, I'm going to cut you off at 2 because we're up against a break. So we're going to go to break, and we'll get those 2 answered right when we come back, okay? So stay where you are.
Right.
All right, we're coming right back.